Day 177, homelessness. I thought I would do a mini series within this series of hot button issues. Topics and things that San Francisco is known for, but that don't necessarily fall into the distinction of touristy or historic, etc. And so, for better or worse, I decided to begin this with homelessness because San Francisco's always been an incredibly expensive city. In the last 10 to 15 years, with this insane wave of gentrification, I mean, a lot of people got pushed out and the homelessness populations have skyrocketed. But I'm hoping that some of the things that I point out in this video offer a different perspective. And I'll begin by saying that some of the greatest minds, literary minds, people that, I mean, literally the movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, they really glorified it in that movie. But what I'm getting at is that being unhoused in San Francisco is not uncommon. Many people, it's an experience that many people have gone through, myself included. So let's just get that out of the way, that I firmly reject any belief that anybody is out on the street because they want to be. That is, again, incredibly stupid, and it also doesn't make sense with the fact that the rent is as astronomically high as it is in the city. Here's the other thing I want you to take into consideration. We are a very small city. I've talked about that, surrounded by water on three sides. So it's always going to look much more concentrated and worse, specifically homelessness, than it will in other parts of the country that I would argue it's just as bad. Homelessness has gotten just as bad, especially in California. Let's just keep it to California. So when I think of Skid Row, and notice how close Skid Row is to City Hall, Los Angeles. Notice how close the Tenderloin is to Civic Center, City Hall, San Francisco. None of that's by accident, folks. That's intentional result of city planning, okay? But again, this is not about Los Angeles. So California, the weather's nice. It tends to be kind of nicer year round. So kind of a destination, if you will, for people to be unhoused, okay? There's also a lot of social services that people have access to here in San Francisco and in places like Los Angeles, right? Opposed to other parts of the country. The other thing that I want people to take into consideration is that you might never know if somebody's unhoused, because just because you see somebody out on the street, there's a lot of people that live out of their cars, people. Like, get that in, like, that's also unhoused, okay? And you'll never know. I'm talking, the last 10 years, I have seen stuff that I've never seen in San Francisco before. I'm talking like women just got off of work, full faces of makeup, professional outfits, get off and go sit on the corner because they're unhoused. So again, this is just meant to be a short little clip of a video that's just meant to introduce this topic and hopefully get you to think about it in different ways from the perspective of somebody who has been here, who's a historian of San Francisco and whose family has been here for a little bit of a while. But again, I have some personal experience with this, and it really, really pisses me off, irks me when people slap on this title that, oh, that it's their fault that they're unhoused, or that people, like, they're all drug addicts out on the street. Like, folks, a lot more people are one paycheck away from being out on the street than think they are, okay? And let me finish this with this. Coming from a city that has one of the largest number of billionaires in the more than the entire country. I don't know if I said that correctly, but y'all know what I'm trying to put down. You'll know exactly what I'm trying to say, okay? You have a lot more in common with somebody sitting out on the street than you will ever have with a billionaire.